Howdy folks, welcome back to Railroader. We're here at day 18, still on tier 4. We've got logs, logs, logs. Getting ready to head up the branch here. This will be the first trip back up the branch on this day. Everything's unloaded. I'm going to take the empties up and exchange them for their loaded counterparts. And I'm getting ready to do a little switching. I want these in a certain order when we go up the hill. So basically I want to pull the yellow cars off, stick on here, and then grab the orange and stick on there. That's the order I want them to go up. I kind of got a routine. It seems to be working out, a process. So let's get to it. And I've already topped off number 3, so it's good to go. And then everything else is just kind of humming along. Number 1 is over there at Ella. So I'll keep an eye on them. Actually, while I was doing that, let's just pop over there. Yep, they're in the act of loading. Beautiful. So we'll keep an eye on them as they do their thing. About half full, so I probably don't need to check on them again until we're up on the Connolly branch. I've already done all the sawmill switching. That's all done. We're basically ready to finish up the day. What I usually do is I get all the switching done in the morning and then take care of the logs as needed. And then in the afternoon, once some of these cars here get filled up, I'll go ahead and pull them off just so we don't have quite so many coming off in the morning. And they usually get a few filled up. You can see that one's getting full. Yeah, they're getting there. But I have been separating, when there's room, I've been separating the boxcars over to this track and the flats over there. Alright, you are hooked up, so let's pop you on. I need you to pull up, what, 5 cars? Pull up to about there. Then we'll run up. So the way this works is I can run up there to L1. I leave these on the main. I'll stick L1's cars on there. You'll see. But anyway, I want a specific order. And then the red cars for L2 are on the end because I can just shove them into the L2 track while we go down and deal with the L3. Then just come back out. This is the order it seems to work pretty well on. Yeah, that'll clear. We're good. So, we'll grab you. Probably should have changed up the weather. Maybe some of you don't know how to change the weather. You can push your tilde key for the console. And you can use the weather. So let's type help weather. Is it, really? Did they take the weather command out? Oops. Oh no, it's just not in the help. Okay, there we go. I thought maybe it would give us help. You just have to run it, it'll show you. So let's go to like cloudy 1, just to get a few clouds in the sky for something different. So I will occasionally change the weather up between videos. I just forgot to do that, so we'll do it live. There you go. That's how you change the weather. I think eventually there's going to be dynamic weather. If I remember them. If I remember them talking right. Okay, we'll slap these on here, and then we'll be ready to head up with a whole bunch of empty cars. What's that, 20 cars? We got 8, 7, and 5. Yep. Up the branch, and I'll see you up there at L1 where we'll do a little bit of swapping around. I'll just show you my process. I'm not saying it's the best process, but it's what works for me. I just kind of guessed at where the train should stop. I think I picked the right tree. We'll see how close we are. See, right in there should be fine. Go ahead and just tell him to stop. Looks like he's stopping. That'll do right there, sir. Back in my normal view here. So I'm going to pop myself back in the loco so we're traveling along with him. So what I've been doing is I'll just set these empties out here on the siding. And then we'll actually swap them on the way back out. And I noticed when I came up here to tell the train where to go, this car was not full. It didn't have any logs on it. And the waybill hadn't cycled. It still said sawmill. So I'm not sure what happened there. But I cycled the waybill. Got that straightened out. So hopefully by the time we come back down, this car will be loaded up. That's why it only has one log on it. So I can change to tier 5. I haven't done that yet. We're still on tier 4. I wanted to run for a few days at tier 4 just to kind of make sure I had my process down. Because it's going to get even busier at tier 5. Probably another day or two at tier 4 though. Be ready to make the switch. Then once we're settled at tier 5 and have that working, which I think is possible. And I've had some comments saying it is possible. You just have to be diligent about getting the logs. Once we're settled out and that's working, then we'll take a look at expanding to Silva. That's the plan. Setting back to 25. Ready to get hooked back up. Good solid couple, Al. Alright, we'll head on up the line. Get him headed out. Set the marker. So then what we do is we just push these red cars right up in here. And then we just have the L3 cars on, which we'll take over, swap them, and then we just work our way back down. That seems to work out pretty well. So I will see you up top at L2. Three cars, Al. 3. And 2. 1 car. 10 foot. Just about there. That'll do. Old Al is pretty good at his job, you know it? He's better than I am. So, we'll leave that there. I'm going to go ahead and lace that up. I think I'm going to leave the handbrakes on for now. Just let that sit there. With its brake application on and the handbrakes. And then we need to cut it right here. So we'll do that. And then we need to head up to L3. So I'll see you up there. Okay, up here at L3, we do a little bit of a switcheroo. So I'm going to break the loco off. We're going to run back around. We're going to pull these logs out, set them over on this track. Then we'll grab this empty set, put in there. We'll run around the logs, hook on the logs, and head out. Make sense? Let's do it. There we go. That's L3 switched. I'm going to head back down to L2. We're just going to head down the mountain grabbing logs as we go. Hopefully you enjoyed the little switching montage. I like doing those. That's fun. From the same perspective. Gives you an idea of the switching moves. So next we're going to come down to about this big tree here. And we're going to leave the L3s here because what we're going to do is pull these out. Hook those logs up to these logs and then put the empties back in. It just saves us shoving these logs back uphill. So I'm going to tie on. I'm going to go ahead and put on 2 handbrakes just to be safe. Come back down here and tie onto these. Meantime, I'm going to go ahead and put those handbrakes on. This should still have a brake application on it. Those handbrakes off, then we're ready to hook up. So this seems to be a pretty efficient way to do it. It works for me. I'm sure there's somebody out there that'll have a comment. So let me know. There's something you do different up here. I like this method. It works for me. I've done this 2 or 3 days in a row, I think, in game. At least a couple days. Getting the process down and just figuring out what order I need the cars in, that kind of thing. Alright, let's go ahead and drop the handbrakes off. Ready to hook in and give this cut some air. Alrighty, all hooked up. Your mouse cursor. And then we just pop over here. I'm going to set that to 10, just so we're not getting a whole bunch of speed up going downhill. So we're just going to have to stop anyway. This little guy's got plenty of power. I'm really liking the little logging Mikado. It's called the the K28T. Logging Tank Mikado. Or Mikado. I like Mikado better. It's a great little locomotive. It's got short legs, but basically all it does is run up and down the Connolly branch. So that's fine. We've got the refill right there at East Whittier. So it works out just fine. Get up close and personal here as number 3 shoves this load uphill. She's barking pretty good, but she's getting the job done. You always forget about the marker lights. This does actually have marker lights. I'd have to look up. I don't know which aspect we should be showing. Probably red if we're going to be heading down the mountain backwards. Somebody can tell me. What should I have the lights on? They probably vary by railroad. Let's see. So, really, we could be almost down to these weeds. That's fine. We're uphill a little more than we need to be. Beautiful. All right, I'm going to hook air up. And we'll just leave those brakes on for now. In fact, I'll tie a couple more on. There we go. Pop you off. We're going to shove the empties over here on the track. I think we're nearly 1,000 tons by the time we get all the logs picked up. I'll have to remember to look at the total. So I'm going to get the empty shoved in. We'll grab these logs, and I'll see you down at L1. And now that we're back down here at L1, we're going to leave the train here, cut off. A little swapperoo. It actually came down too far. I forgot I'm supposed to stop up here. My bad. So, Al, I need you to pull back up here. It's only 663 tons. You got this. You totally got this. Oh yeah, like it's nothing. This little engine needs a nickname. Something that's short and squatty and powerful. Let me know in the comments. What should we name the K28? Something like Bulldog, but that's kind of boring. Somebody will have a good suggestion. All right. Thanks, Al. Appreciate it. That was some bad conducting on my part. So you can see what we're going to do here. Now we just grab the empties, hook onto the logs, which aren't quite full. I need to wait just a little bit. We'll bring the loads out, hook onto the train, and then shove the empties in, and then head down for East Whittier. How's the old sawmill doing? Sawmill is still full, so we're good. All kinds of logs. Speaking of full, I need to check in on the passenger train. It is indeed full. So we need to get the passenger train headed for Whittier. So bear with me as I bounce all over the map here. That'll work. All right, back over to number 3. Switch lined against you. That's okay, Al. I got you. I'm going to have him pull up there, and then we'll just have to wait a little bit. Get that third log on. We've got plenty of time. It's not even noon yet. And the sawmill is full. So no pressure at all. We'll just have a little snack up here, Al and I, out in the woods. Nice and peaceful and quiet. We can listen to the birds tweet. Grab a little snack. And we'll be back when we got another log. There's our third log. And we got the passenger train back over to Whittier. It's just afternoon, so it didn't take too long at all. And we're going to tack those loads right on here, like I said. Get those swapped around, and then we'll head down the mountain with all kinds of logs. Alrighty, 853 tons of train heading down to Whittier. Not too bad. Not too bad of a load. Let's get Al started, and we'll go get his final destination set up. Fly down here. I'm going to have him come all the way down here. And yeah, we'll just shove the whole thing in. That'll work. Put that down a way. Sometimes he overruns that and runs into the end cap. Alright, this will be mostly gravity. Gravity and brakes. I'll see you down at East Whittier, and we'll close out there. Just noticed while getting that last shot that the shader that makes the trees wave in the wind makes the roots move too. It's kind of funny. Normally you wouldn't see that because they're underground. Anyway, back to the trains. There's a whole lot of logs coming in here. I love it. We'll get those set out, and that'll be it for this one. I'm going to keep humming along here at Tier 4. And probably the next video will be Tier 5. We shall see how it goes. Unless something else interesting comes up here. Let Al get those moved over. Give a mighty shove, little McAdoo. I'm going to ruin my shot, but I forgot to set him to slow. Let's put him to 10. There we go. All right, folks, that'll be it for this one. We'll let Al shove this in, and thanks as always for watching. I'll catch you in the next adventure.